Ooh, sexy. It's so sexy. Sexy. It's so sexy. Sexy armpit, sexy armpit.
Ooh, Jersey.
Ooh, sexy. It's so sexy. So sexy.
Hey everybody, it's Jay from the Sexy Armpit, and I got my cameraman Mike, idiot at play, with me. Say what's up, Mike.
What's up, guys?
I'm here with the band Sweet Fix from the tri-state area. They just got done playing their show in New York, Webster Hall. We got Tommy, Ivan. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Tommy Walker, lead singer.
Ivan Anderson, guitar.
Bill Stefanaro, bass.
Jeff, keyboards. Marco Santini, drums.
These guys just released their latest album. It's called Golden Age, and we have a review at thesexyarmpit.com. You can check it out. So tell us about the new album. What can, like, if somebody's watching this right now and they have no idea what you guys are about, they don't know what you sound like, give them a hint as to what you guys sound like.
It's somewhere in between cyber and rock.
Now, when you say cyber, you mean electronic sounding.
Yeah, with the addition of Jeff Mannion, Jeff Keyboards over there, we kind of took a different turn on our sound, different spin on our sound as we tried to evolve away from some of our more straightforward stuff in the past. So that was really a nice big wide open window for him to jump through, and now it's like pop rock you can dance to, but with a twist, with some type of spacey accoutrement on top.
But the reason why you're here tonight, more importantly, is that you have a big surprise for us. You were telling me, I got a call from Ivan, and he said, I got a huge surprise for you guys. There is a special artist that is sitting right in this vicinity right here. Can you tell me about this, guys?
Yeah, so should I start from the beginning?
Start from the beginning.
Okay, so like many people watching, I was a fan of the Goosebumps books in the 90s, like my band was. And this past summer, I was just sort of like going on a Wikipedia binge, learning about Goosebumps. And I never knew this, but every cover was done by one artist. And I love the covers. Like, even the books I didn't read, I would just look at the cover and like make up what the book was. And I love doing that. So I looked up who the artist was. His name is Tim Jacobus, and I wrote him a letter being like, hey man, I'm in this band Sweet Fix. Would you paint us in like the Goosebumps style? And he did. And he's here with us today.
Yes, Tim. Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming by. By the way, everybody, we're at the Union Plaza Diner right now. That has the biggest friggin' menu of all time.
It's pretty awesome.
But Tim, thanks for stopping by. This is really an honor for all of us because not only Sweet Fix and the Sexy Armpit, but everybody watching this right now has such a huge respect and love for the Goosebumps art and the Goosebumps books. So we really thank you for everything you did, and tell us about how this relationship came to be and what your vision was for the art that you created for Sweet Fix.
Well, like Ivan said, he got in contact with me, and the Goosebumps fans are now these guys are.
Right.
And I get in contact with people, and they talk about how Goosebumps influenced them, and they're mostly now, the kids who contact me are, musicians, they're writers, they're actors, and when Ivan contacted me, he talked about doing the cover, and he said how much it would cost, and I gave him a price. He's like, yeah, it's a little steep. And like other people who have contacted me to do it, and usually they just walk away. And Ivan was the only guy who came back with a counter offer, and it was an offer I couldn't refuse. And the other thing was these guys, then we decided we were going to shoot some pictures so that when we put them in the cover, I'm going to at least give a likeness that is true to them. I brought them out to the studio, and when I met all these guys, I found out that these are really good guys.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, if these guys were a-holes, they would have got a crummy piece of art.
Thank God.
Now, Tim, let me ask you, the way you created the art in the past, I know a lot of Goosebumps fans will know that you used airbrushes a lot. Now, this looks like it's digital. Have you evolved in your art to go digital completely, or is this just something that you did for this situation?
No, over the years, I'd say right around the year 2000, the whole whole art business switched, and it switched almost overnight. It's just so cost effective and so easy for commercial art to be digital because people can make changes and changes don't kill you. Back in the day, my artwork was 20 inches by 30 inches. Like you said, it was done with airbrush and brushes, and all I needed was someone to say, hey, it's beautiful, but that green background, just make it blue. That was a death knell. You know, that was a solid week's worth of work.
Right.
Where now, you want it blue. Before you finish getting that word out of your mouth, boom, the background is now changed. So I had to get on board with that, and it was actually very tough because I had evolved as an illustrator, had really figured out my craft, and then they took all my tools away. And they gave me a rock and a stick and said, okay, make nice stuff. And it wasn't nice stuff at first. So again, now that's evolved, and I really like doing digital art now, and I figured out how to give it that original flair. So all my stuff still starts out with pencil and a piece of paper.
Right.
And I'll draw it up, still use the tracing paper, but then at some point I scan it and bring it into the computer. And then I can still continue to draw. It's a Wacom tablet. It's a thing that's a pencil, and I am still physically drawing, but it still has that same feel to it.
They're going to be able to see a picture, probably right now, of how this art looks. It's the band, and behind the band, there's a giant robot, kind of cyberpunk robot kind of thing. Can you describe the art to us?
Yeah, it's a steampunk robot, 40s, 50s type feel to it, except these guys had a ton of influence on exactly how it came out. It's always fun to work that way. I mean, I can make stuff if you just leave me alone, I'll make whatever I'm going to make. But it really brings it to life when I get input from everyone. So there was a real give and take going back and forth as we let this thing evolve. Ivan and these guys have been great. You know, I did this stuff and I didn't use it. And the Goosebumps thing is kind of coming down. I have a 15-year-old son. He can give a rat's ass about Goosebumps. It means nothing to him. So it's really fun to all of a sudden get a call from people who really like what you did, still like what you did, and then be involved in the project. It was a blast.
Tell us about some of the artists that you looked up to when you were a kid.
Yeah, there was one guy in particular, his name was Roger. He did all the album covers for the band Yes. So, you know, it's just that surrealistic landscape stuff. It just, you know, I love the stuff, and I was a fan of Yes music. So, you know, back then, it's album covers, you used to live and die, play the music, have the, you know, the big 12 by 12 image right there.
That's awesome. The cover art on albums meant so much more back in the 70s and 80s. Now that we've got into this digital age with iTunes and everything, it means less. Now maybe you guys are going to help try to resurge the whole thing, you know, rejuvenate the whole thing. But I would like to see that come back to say, you know what, you know, this is the album cover art. This means something to me because I used to stare at this for hours.
Yeah, me too.
Well, there was nothing to do back then. There was no ADD in that sense where you were so distracted you could sit, hold it, look at it, and your imagination, all it was the music in your eyes, and your imagination. You look at this like, I've done this because I grew up in the 80s. That's what I did too. Like, I watched my parents do it, I did it, and like, I'm looking at that, and I could look at this cover and think of 3 or 4 songs immediately and just let them play, and so many things would come to our mind. That's what we hope people might do, like with an album. Believe it or not, oh my gosh, a hard copy. Who knew? Like, that's kind of fun for us. And the fact, like, that's
It's a huge thing.
it's a huge
For, you know, I mean, art used to be, it used to go hand in hand. It was art and it was music, and they were packaged together. And then you hit the 80s, and it got to be heads, people's faces, just the heads of the artists put on there, and then it went away. And it's nice to see that it's coming back again because they go hand in hand. You know, there is an image to everything that we do, whether we think so or not. There's images to everything, and you will post your own image onto that thing. So this is going to work.
Just as a little piece of trivia, there's been album covers in the past that artists have done for bands, probably a lot more famous ones than I'm going to bring up, but in 1990 we had a New Jersey band called Trickster, and they had an album cover done by Neil Adams, who was a Batman artist. Okay, now
You know his son.
that album cover has been, kind of like raked over the coals, but I think they associated that with the hairband type stuff, which I don't think that was fair. I love Trickster. I know the guys in the band, great guys, great album, and you know something? This kind of follows in that footsteps where you're gonna have an artist like Tim doing an album cover with these guys and makes them look larger than life.
That's so cool.
Everybody, thanks for checking this show out. We got Sweet Fix sitting here, and check out their website.
www.sweetfixmusic.com and Bandcamp.
Awesome, yeah, and you could get the album, iTunes,
Yeah, it's
Bandcamp,
everywhere.
And then Tim Jacobus. Do you have a website, Tim, that you want to plug? TimJacobus.com. Put his name into Google search, go to images, and you'll see all his great, awesome, amazing artwork. Mind-blowing stuff that is part of your dreams when you go to sleep at night. You didn't even know existed. That's the kind of art that he creates.
I remember doing that at the beginning of the collaboration. Like, I went back and looked at every Goosebumps cover and like figured out what I wanted, figured out what hadn't been done.
And if you want to go to eBay or Amazon and check out It Came From New Jersey, which is all about Tim Jacobus, his career with Goosebumps, and we've also reviewed it at thesexyarmpit.com. So right here from the Union Plaza Diner, and thanks for having us here because this is a good place, and they let us move the tables around and cause a lot of grief and rambunctiousness. And thanks for Sweet Fix coming by, guys. Great album, Golden Age. Check it out. Tim Jacobus, awesome that he's here. And we'll see you guys next time at thesexyarmpit.com. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.